na for a chief or hinia ana ahemfo a mugina Otumfour papuom ekasama Otumfour asem bi efiri mumu bia no ba ye bia eye Otumfour anu asem. There are so many things we look out for before we make somebody a chief. Sanka yekasa obi atumi di hini a kebefo obi a, but there are so many things answer be you hini no ehun se wo saade no. There are unique things e wo se wo asan wo di hini. And this ahemfo asebio omo nyina gina Otumfour anemu na omo se kwasea na omo di obatam eto oba ho na nka ye ne nkwai ye ne ye nya ade hye e wa Ashanti memu no ye ne asebio ye se ye nyini ya ya adwene wo fom a sebio ye busuafo entumi atete no ye mmom na nka wo se ye saa. And I quote, "You go through the Queen Mother. She is the only person who can rebuke him." Nipa na ohwe amamre ne abakwasam so e o menhia na sebio eye menhia kasamafo eba eye amamre ene amane ene sebio abakwasam efa menhia ho ose nipa ba ko pe ene wa asase we su a obetumi atea Asante hene ono ene eye Asante hema. So Asante amamre mu no menhia ana Otumfour se tutu de bosom kese eye Asante hima nko na betuma atea no. We need to work on our tradition and customs.
Whenever I say my PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
Spoke about the president. She spoke about our attitude. Some of us, some tribes respecting other chiefs respecting other tribes. She basically touched on everything. But you see, what I was so ashamed about yesterday was, and I think say, so we are Santinina Sebio, so we are Santinina Oyon Hinia. Mamen kane mumpi se we show Otumfour se on hinia. I was saying nyumbre o ferry ubu utri egbo fom na sebio o kase akonya kese e frɛ no eye sikidwa no mogu n'anim ase. You know why? When you watch chiefs insult a woman on camera, uhu ahemfo etete Otumfour name di obatem yana nkese di atama yejimi yana nkese de emebunu ayenim nyansa meme nkopa ahini bia ndiye mpapa de di hene yana nkese bi yesi ye de yenteteye yana nkese se bi o ye de yejimi efiri se nsem efiri anoba no kire se ya ma yenteteye yemfiri fie nipa anhyeda antete okwan bi sumpa sebio emponche kwa ebetumi di omoso. I understand, I accept it. There are other people who are using strong language like myself. I don't have a problem. It is how you see me. And think people should see us say yana ye Jimmy yana ensem free anoba e wonte. Na for a chief or hinia ana ahemfo a mugina Otumfour papuom ekasama Otumfour asem bi efiri mumu bia no ba ye bia eye Otumfour anu asem. Nti so yo hene na se o kasama Otumfour na oba ana abaywa, it does not matter. Anytime I start a card, I say there are so many things we look out for before we make somebody a chief. Sanka yekasa obi atumi di hini a kebefo obi a, but there are so many things answer be you hini no ehun se wo saade no. There are unique things e wo se wo asan wo di hini. And this ahemfo asebio omo nyina gina Otumfour anemu na omo se kwasea na omo di obatam eto oba ho na nka ye ne nkwai ye ne ye nya ade hye e wa Ashanti memu no ye ne asebio ye se ye nyini ya ya adwene wo fom a sebio ye busuafo entumi atete no ye mmom na nka wo se ye saa. Na se wo so TV abrante ababawa na ohu ohene pon se Otumfour anemu na ose abaywo bi akasetia na adwene mu no abaywo bi akasetia ne hene enti ne hene asoma ne se ombagina TV so endidi obaywo na tema. What does it say about ohene no? This is the biggest embarrassment to ohene bia wo Ghana, because ende se obi di ahemfo na omutete TV so edi obatem bebia ofri sene ano hotie sene nanim tie na every insult that goes to you directly goes to Otumfour. In the sebio, se mi bia manoka se ahemfo a na sebio mo hye Otumfour empobuom edi atem sei sebio ma adwene wo fom ana sebio mo nim nyansa me di Otumfour atem efri se ho na mote no na mote wo se Otumfour. We should not put too much emotions. In the process of fixing a problem, you can destroy yourself. You might not like me, but what I saw, there be who ya no, ama be sia film. Tete no, ana ye nyini no, ni ehunu se menhia de. Sebio ohini bi bie na no akasa o menhia, na oyobi a sebio ya tete no. Se ohini etumi gina Ghana fo enim TV enim ewa ahemfie edi abayewa atem adentira ono na adwene mu no the abayewa ne kae no entwa yi a then with all due respect, any madman can be a chief. Any fool can be a chief. If you say there's no difference between war hinena o kasansem no TV so and me ametia. So I have no reason to regard you as a chief. So I saw what happened yesterday and they say it is a total disrespect. Just say ahemfo no mo be share no mo go to Otumfour ni mase. They have lowered the respect at Otumfour because if these are the council, with all due respect, so where mu na sebi omo ya ahemfo Otumfour ji omo di. Say osmo omo se omonko tine ni ma omo betuma tine ma, then with all due respect, there's a lack of sense somewhere. Because dear minimu no ohine entina bedwam in the atem. It does not matter. And you know one funny thing? Nobody forced this lady to come. So with that alone, no crampono, for the lady to even say, let me come, whether I'm guilty or not, no, you have to appreciate that. Say nipano or the buo amount. Now sa akwarani betina with nimu. Now out of you think you want to be popular or out of childishness, you forget your role, the position you have been given. Now we jina national television so na udi obatem hwene nine hwene mayene yenye na nkonfo ndi atem. But for you to be representing Otumfour and Ashanti, for you to go that low, sikedwa ebaye enimguasiaka esikedwa enra ne kan sikedwa kese say wa memre bia or say ye ne de sikedwa ho. I don't disrespect anybody. I'm telling you, the reason why majority of the people today are not even watching their words are the actions and utterances of so-called ahemfubi. That is the problem. The message has been delivered. Asama Muhammad, peace be unto him, Edebaye. Asama Yesu Christo, Edebaye. Nipa bia ni asasi we so obetuma chechira tunu botum se mo bianka. De abayiwa ne kan wa kan wie. De abayiwa no ekaye no, what she said it. And you see, our problem as a people and currently our problem as leaders, no, we are missing the fundamentals. The emaye nipa ye di edomenim. The emaye ahemfo. The emaye nipetitri. We don't understand because we have been so involved in petty, emotional, tribal discourse. We have been so involved in petty, political, tribal discourse. So the principles, you know, the emaye ahemfo, penifo, no, we've lost it. That's what I'm saying. Say, whatever this lady said, it's been said. And on earth till we all pass away, nobody can clean it. It is there. But how do we handle it? Especially, how do we handle it? Is this the best way we handle issues at Menchia? Is this how things are handled? You people want to tell us that this is how Otumfour handles issues. So you people have denigrated. Mati eyetumina yesisikejwa wono mati so. Nti won asama na modwene se ewosanka munya abotre na mpese pesem na mutie mu ye ahopepre ene nkwara bia mutie mu social media nti ahemfie kase sei mu ahemfo amuhia mogu nenim ase. Because this is how most of us now perceive menshia. So, oh, na menshia no sa asem koduru a ahemfo di atam ni ensem ka sei ene wo ma no. Enti ye nchiriba na de na ye kire omo. Petty tribal discourse. Ehu ahemfo nom titi social media. Na omutie nkwara they don't even understand what they are talking about. Na ahemfo na be eno be personal. You know, there's one thing that I noticed. BBC published a story way, right? And you could see clearly say story na BBC published it basically exposes how our traditional system or our customs, how we need to elevate it. It is archaic. It is primitive. You know why it is primitive? It is primitive, and this is not only to Ebia, Ashanti. It is primitive around the nation. And maybe Assembly and Yachahun Edeka Assembly. Now, when you read, and I would say, and I will read a BBC for story now. The BBC reporter interviewed a Menshia historian. So the statement or the quote that was in the BBC report, it wasn't from somebody on the street. It was from Menshia Abakwasam Nipa Odano. Now, so already how things are being done, then it means we are at a stage where Sebio Obi wuno ya nema ye beka se chukobilo ye benom. I'm telling you. And nobody should, at the end of the day, onto the customs. Na mamrene man mani entwene na onko fo obi de never. But we are also not supposed to be foolish and carry the ones that have been making things tough for us still around this time. Now, share the story. Let's break this down quickly. I don't want to spend too much time because, to be very fair with you, this story is not relevant. It's not going to change anything in Ghana. This Pokua issue, what is relevant about this whole story is the message the woman put out. The communities around it, I don't see it as relevant. It's just a waste of time. The most relevant part of this whole thing is asemna oba ne kaye no, because ohini a wote asem so utubi bo usire mu ka asem then it is very critical that we have to be careful about the people we call leaders, because at a point na ahemfo no any abayo ne kasa no ohini ba ko ka say me sure say asuma, you have no evidence. If you're a chief, we are penyini na ide asem be si na so na ogina Otumfour mpoboma, you don't speculate. A different speculation. So what's the Otumfour and a sumawa within Pobuma? You have speculations and custom. Because the moment you use speculations at the custom, then it means to say, as someone ankasa unimu na ebia a your time be and the tiasam so. Now be as nim say ura a yemenshia. Yan the first kedja edian bosom ketwa ana bosom. That means to say, as some now what is no crano and yan no crana woody. In the video, who saw him because oh yasmao wako jiska without providing any evidence. I felt ashamed for me. Nama feria ma or say to. If we say senka bosremuka and I say in some yetieti and kwanchan yedidia samu mensha dia, then at the end of the day, anybody can bribe their way through mensha. But because Ashanti enim say San nyoma entumi mboa me emfa nchichiri kuro enja edin pa n20 uko benhia ansa na Otumfour betu ohini bi no onfa speculations into hene na nse wetu ahimfu bebre so uti Otumfour anu asema me se minim se me hwehwe mu no me tonsa frɛw me busa obia no de me behu ye nie. So he's speaking based on fact. Na so utina Otumfour mpabuom na wo so yo hene we frantoma. Now, say all the speculations they bu asema, then without due respect, you are more dangerous than Sebio Asantemai eye abosuma yakutia omo. And when I heard that from the chief, me saw him because I know man no femi me se femi me say ahindie ne ame mu agosa no and they are tena menhia and the speculations bosremuka and they are the kasam menhia o yemfa bosremuka and kasam o menhia. It means you are lowering the ethics, you are lowering the trust, you are lowering what people perceive menhia to be. Now we are all beginning to believe that in Sembebreko menhia no a bosremuka judgment. Because ohini bia otena asasem we bia so no na otimu ema Otumfour. That means Otumfour uses speculations to judge cases in menhia. That's a question. Omo makam go social media, omo to embobaba pre, omo no, they don't even understand why they are doing what they are doing. So I don't spend my time on people who don't even understand. Because what you don't know, you don't know. So I wouldn't engage a young man, a young woman who has just heard to say, yeah, Ashanti. No, I wouldn't engage you because your level of understanding is very weak. And you are not somebody I have to engage. I have to engage people who matter, who understand this issue. The message from Pokua cuts deep. It cuts deep. And if we don't deal with it, it is going to come and destroy us. People like us, we have spoken on such issues so many times. But normally, it takes one person to, at the end of the day, break some record around all of us. So, a reporter, menhia, a BBC, a reporter here now. Let's make it simple. So, we'll read this story now. Journalist apology not enough to satisfy Ghanaian king. Meaning, almost say, Ekuya Pokua. Eye achopa no kwe no Asantefo hene no anso nani, meaning mo ana mote woni nyina na mo represent Otumfour say tutu nti so yo hene na ahemfo akese e wa Asantememu Otumfour ka se kotena makonwam na di asem na o di speculation na otumi bie wa no ka se yetua wo ka ya soma wo na wo sa nipa, you don't deserve to even sit at the table of kids. Say enkwara hia eni se nka wotena mu bi if you say sebio. So Otumfour nim say wadwene wo form sa o mount na konwem onim say you are going there to ask for the facts before you speak. Na say wo sa o hene no wadwene wo form we go Otumfour nim ase. I'm being, you see, I don't disrespect anybody, but I wano asem oni ye de be kire ebu a e wosa woji. Enti reporting every BBC ni kire say Asantefo hene no o say eye a chopa na omode bae no onje time na omka so Otumfour to odabi, and so the records will show that it happened in menhia. The record will show say ohini bia na otia asem ni so bia na Otumfour nti na otewo. You see, enti when we are talking about limiting the relevance of menhia, ahemfo no mkotene mu ma Otumfour no didi obatem, because the whole world that will be on record say menhia na yebu no, menhia na yenim say sebio Otumfour maame sebio ka baby nyame fa no nkresie menhia na ahema ewo bi no eho ne yede oba babutu ho edin atam efa sene otie se baby a ofri eno. It shows the mentality of menhia. I could have said the mentality of Otumfour, but I'm not going to say it because menhia no Otumfour dia, menhia ya Asante dia. So it's menhia na. And that is what we are talking about. The actions or the statement, the utterances, it has cut deep and limited the respect hundreds and hundreds of people around the world to be on the menhia. Because if you're a human rights advocate, those people around the world who revered menhia, when they see such a picture, when they see or hear such utterances from Ohenia or Te Edien, or take Ahimfia or represent the Ashanti king, it means that is what the Ashanti king they recognizes. Don't take these things lightly. Don't see it as another job. No, this cuts deep. And Otumfour said to he knows what I am talking about. Its implications on his kingdom that they have built. So this, you see it like that. It is not a joke, because Otumfour nana and I say sebio ohima biba I will first and butu form. I don't care about other people's traditions and customs. I don't care. But even after Obano butu hono, in sema a free nipanenumu baye etia Obano, it means the woman has agreed. She has submitted herself and say, okay, you did not even call me here. From what people are saying, I think I have to do this. For you not to even recognize that and to go ahead and use spiteful words against Oba, what's one another them. Me, I am ordinary. Me nyohene. Me nya president. Dia mekano. Especially when you are representing the Otumfour, it means you are speaking for Otumfour. Nti Otumfour tiwono, Asante hine tiwono, eye bosremuka eno de chechira santemai. Mi busa eye atenie a ogina kamera nim ede chechira santemai. Efri se asema esi wo ho no senka $100 billion free mu baya anke beka se menhia busika. Into everything ends up in front of the leader. Now, sir, Ushe story na BBC here na. Mr. S, Mr. P, stay with me, team. Ushe story na BBC here na. Journalist's apology not enough to satisfy Ghanaian king, and come to my show, not enough to satisfy the chiefs. But I'm say Ghanaian king. Bro, for no, how much I say? I inform you to Otumfour na neto. It Otumfour and an AD obatem e TV so. Otumfour na A2 oba ho. Otumfour and a Sebio or di obatem e me wiase nyina hu. Because who is going to take the responsibility? The person they are representing. Now read this story. There's something interesting in the story. I want you to know. And it's good that a year or more BBC reporter no interview the historian a menshia ono na menshia bakwasem ono na den ono na nim ni nyina na muntie na monhwade. Now the comments were not well received by the traditional ruler. The head of the Ashanti kingdom, Otumfour Nana Osei-Tutu II, occupies a powerful position in society, and it is considered hugely disrespectful to openly insult or criticize him. In terms say, as semana sebio menshia bon dweso say Otumfour di brane so. Enti eye musio sedien se obeden ube onfo buo amano se sebio ube di natam ana se ube kire wa adwene or say criticize him, meaning untumi disrespect Otumfour and untumi so enye and criticize no untumi nkyere wa adwene. I'm trying to find criticize, the key word. Untumi enkyere wa adwene ewo Otumfour ne hini nsema anana hini a odi. You can't even, do not even share your opinion. Do not even criticize. So Otumfour ye bibi na se o adwene kyere bi ana wo edien eye advice bi a odbe boa no emane de akyekere ne man kra. Say you are not supposed to do it. This is from the BBC. Now, his official title is the Asante. You see the Diankasa. BBC for say the official title done so a Asante for hene. That is Asante. The BBC report, they took it from Edien, the historian from Menshia. That means Asante a Asante for hene. Listen. His official title is the Asante. Now, but he is also referred. That means if you are being referred, aka, listen, Kevin Taylor is my official name. People can also refer me, or I can also be referred to as Edien Ibradango. I can be referred to as Edien Yesu Akonta. So my official name, Ninti Akonyana Dino, Edianka se ekutano eye Asante. Nanso yebetumi so afreno. That means those ones coming are not official names. Eye adia obetumi dia kan ama enam no abopi. I say, but he is also referred to as Nyamekesiye. Almost sa afreno, the big God. In quote, meaning that's not official. It means that is what some people say. Nipebi chose to call him Nyamekesiye. That means Asante hineno omuhuni se Nyamekesiye eya Asante for. Now which means greater God. and as such, he is treated with maximum respect. Intinidi ankasa di Asante hene, Asante for hene. And as sebio omutumi so esa friend ebia aka nyamekesiye. Eno no eye ahwahwa ye de kan din no ho. Na omo ni se omo ani so no omo asebio asanteman a Otumfour di omo so no. Omo hu Otumfour so oye nyamekesiye oye bosom kesiye. Inti sebio omo hu ni se but the diankasa omo de friend eye Asante hene ebi so odi Asante so. Now, almost because Asante no who say oya kokuruko a osunti omo who say e wo say a man e bua sebio ye de ma panyini bia maximum respect. Now, when you go for it, this is the BBC, that's not me. The BBC reporter spoke to the Menshia historian. Or say royal historian or say Bonsu Safo Kantanka, who works for Asante hene. You see, royal historian Menshia, the Menshia bekosem nyina edani trim Asante hene ama no ho kwan se ono nko na sebio opese obusa Asante amamre abakwasem a oba Menshia royal adehye abakwasem no ono ene free na no ba ono ne die anim a okirikirem. O say royal historian Osei Bonsu Safo Kantanka, who works for the Asante hene, told BBC, and I quote, that anybody wanting to criticize the leader must follow specific steps. You see, nipa ono na hwe abakwasam so e o Menshia no. Ono na sebio ono no waka oni bibis focus o see. So pese oya den a o pese o kire wadwene. O pese bibi kwakyew na o pese sebio o ka ho asem a e wo se first no ye wo emra bi a wo se wudi so. Se ba Asante hene dia ye wo mra e wo se wudi so. Listen, nipa na o checha abakosem o Menshia Otumfour de ne mpobo ama ne mode ne ahyem no a oye adehye abakosem on ne siesie keka mu nsem no se Otumfour nipa kese se o pese sebio ahini na obu no de ekoso asantememu se o pese o kire wadwene kura wo ho ana o pese sebio o kire wadwene na o ma Otumfour hu se bibi koye enkoye e wo se wudi emra bi so. If you say Asanteman no omo hu Otumfour say e de nyame kese, they see Otumfour Asante hene say oyo mo nyankopon kese. Now story ni ko ni mo say, and I quote, wey every the historian, the royal historian, I say, and I quote, you go through the Queen Mother, she is the only person who can rebuke him. Nipa na ohwe amamre ne abakwasam so e o Menshia na sebio Menshia kasamafo eba amamre ene amane ene sebio abakwasam efa Menshia ho osi nipa ba ko pe ene wa asase we su a obetumi atea Asante hene ono ene Asante hema. So Asante amamre mu no Menshia ana Otumfour say to de bosom kese Asante hima nko na betuma atea no. We need to work on our tradition and customs. Asante hima nko na betumi atea Otumfour se oye bibi na nya nipa bia ni ho kwan se obetuma atea Otumfour. Now akorenim no, if you don't go through the Queen Mother and then you do it yourself, then you are in trouble. Or see, se Otumfour ya ade na nye. Na se Otumfour etwa sabina esa no entene. Endi mbo Asante, se Asante, nyoma nkoye, bibia ajiegu, de Asante man no edwirega. Na se wa nkoka nkyere ohema na ono nko ane nipa obetumetu Otumfour fo a. Na se utwaja na okoka wo de asem ama wo ho. Enti se sebio Otumfour se tutu ye bibi na enye. Ahene nye anya de o se bosom kese ye na Otumfour ye kura na se wontumi nya the route to ana the road ana say the access to Asante hema Otumfour se tutu o se nyina kan anutum na oye de oye no. So it means Asante akonwa no Asante hema dia. That means Otumfour is just a vessel. Asante hema no na ye hene. If we say Asante hima no ebu nenigu Otumfour ni niye bi a oya. That means Asante hima betuma ahwema kuro na bo. If you say Otumfour ye bibi na obia ntumi nka nche Otumfour na Asante hima nko ande beka na Asante hima so yi nani a, that means ekuro no Asante hima betumi ama na bo. So Otumfour is powerless. Sanke ka Asante akonwa de tumi kuta na, if you say infomso ene sebio eye de nipa na nimba no hoso ene matumi free nsa. Nti Asante hima ne yi nani a Asante abo. That means Otumfour ni nayem sani Asante obechichire no, if you say opanyini bia ni wa onhia good counsel, so when nya futu pa enya dia obetumi edi oman so. So from this statement from the historian, it is showing clearly say Otumfour is just a symbol. He does not control or have any power. It is the Asante hima who decides how Otumfour's destiny will end up, because so oyineni na se Otumfour ye bibi na nya oman ne bebo. Because from the historian, obia ni obiema at the end of the day obetumi etu Otumfour. Now, Mr. Osebonsu also criticized Mrs. Pokua for saying that Otumfour Nana Osetutu, who is in his 70s, was hard of hearing. Or see, dear Emma Mubufu and the crampo de say, Aya Equia Pokua and Casa Otumfour, Sebio, Asemoba, Ayana onti neti anything. Inti osi enokura ka ho na abufuo ni akomane baaye adentina eye Equia Pokua ka che Otumfour se asema abaye nyina ye te, because imre bi ya ka kire se Otumfour se tutu panye kura to eye kejetia Otumfour te. That means bibia ni asantimema bekoso Otumfour te. Inti abaye wane ka che Otumfour se adena nyoma ekoso galamse ekoso ye body patuo enchima no ebebebre na adentina Otumfour sa nyowe nyina wobu aso oguso omo se enise abaye wane ka che Otumfour sa asase ne se ya Otumfour te a mema ne act. And that is basically what he's trying to tell us. Now, Sauko Wenima, I want to do this. Mr. P, give me a little bit of time. Let's do this. Very important. Sauko Wenima utie story na uridi eye historian ekaya na. Hard of hearing. But the hard of hearing, you're going to be that. All right. Now, and I quote, if you use this word on even an ordinary person, he will not take it as a criticism. Or say, so because oh nana, na the echo see into nana person, okasa one tea, nana ya body patu, ya say coco, ya sense you, ya galam say was antimema, ya sa si say no, or say so okasa, what disrespect you to for. If you say nipa kura ono only to me onam Ghana oka chene say hey na abaywa ana eja ufie sebio upie frifie won fe duane nje fie okọ also if you why time enkoro mo nyina dwonso inti de wani hu ene de wuti emfa ho ose nipa on street kwa oka sa asem chede bofu nti Otumfour de ben kasa asem no do not ose menya wa adwene se nyoma nko ye kura obeka che Otumfour se adan na ontu ho anamon samri na me de amawo no. Now, this is the historian speaking. I think that's the statement from the historian. Now, so when you come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth, the fourth paragraph. You see this. But Miss Pokua's apologies were rejected by representatives of the Ashanti traditional ruler, and she was asked to leave the palace. That's. Thank you, Mr. S. She was asked to leave the palace. Now, so we read this story now, Kona. What's going on? Oh, okay, I got it. Uridia, I'm say, and I quote, take your cursed self and your troubles with you. Whatever comes your way in the future, deal with it on your own. Do not ever return, the Asante Hini told her, according to local media. Inti nipa obi na no eka asase me kire Equia Pokua se fa omusioko de abetu bia ento no sa nipa na okasa sa na ya Asante hene na ekasa because the BBC quoted Asante hene. And it make us say Asante hene ti menhia edi oba atem. Aka che so oba se ombutu ho na yati krom ha na eye Dina Samoa ekodi nkranfo ahemfo atem. Do you see how nkranfo ahemfo no handle issue no? You never heard any chief blatantly or blanketedly from my guy. Any chief specifically insult Dina Samoa, how she looks, how she's built. They address the issues. So for somebody kneeling in a palace, it's not new. It happens all over the place. But the issue is, omo na omabo de enchenku ha, omo ye mpenifu a, omo tewo, also omo kasa se mpenyimfo no, sebio omo hye Otumfour cha no. Did they show say sebio we ye mensia? That is where we are looking at it. And this time I say, what happened yesterday, no, it has denigrated the power of mensia. The disrespect people are going to disrespect mensia a bit higher. If you say Otumfour na mensia di obatem. Remember, Obiano to Obiano Kasa as Otumfour. Mebatina Mindi Obiatemo. I am being critical. Actually, wait, Jimmy. And what do you say? Asem no krena ye dwedwem a how. And it's a wotie anasa who read the BBC story now. It clearly tells you say the people who represented Otumfour and also Otumfour himself, no, he made Ghanaians understand say mensiana ye was sa ebuoma mensiano sa ebuodu krebi ni ho, because this is what Otumfour Osei said. Menka said representatives of Otumfour we any asem free Otumfour no mubaye
ye ta asem ye nta nipa wasema kofa ba ne ye kan wasem enti misrewo mejina na namanya ka sense akorai ehia bibia wo fia ha oda na munyina aka se ke duo ne ani die pa kasa ne maame wa ha ne papa wa ha yana na mo kan sa ne tie on fa ne musuo nko menhia ha no ena ho kwa
People know Bruno Samsu say, and I remember many party Onyano. Onya ni mudada. Ye mu je mutimi. See you. And you were something na bama ye te Onya. Je mo ye je Onya ebu.
Bibi jeje Onya TV dwumadi a Munaguchi etena ase na odema tifo. Na enemu na aye Afia Pokua etena dwumadi so na ensem okokan wo dwumadi so no. Abusua ede ensem abreno. Ensem okan ensem ayase fem ema asanteman eti. Nanso koi na busua
ehia bibia wo fia ha oda na munyina aka se ke duo ne ani die pa kasa ne maame wa ha ne papa wa ha die sie bia no obon franche ana mo aka se wie ababa no fa ne musuo nko ye bedina chi wo da chi bia no onfa ne saa na wonhwe ne yese fia de obi anfa nturofu a asem abayi menhia ha no ena ho kwa
not too much. But yes, it's just a high time. Someone saw them say Asante for. When you're in the country, come in there, I didn't go straight to the same so. And the compound also in the next side of the and in the man and none of the yeah,
I didn't know. I'm not planning. You are couple. You don't come. Yeah, so before you know. You see, you're doing your prayer, you're doing your tomorrow. That's what you say. So the theater. This is your pastor. We are we are calling a town cassette. Calling us Antiba. I don't know. You are always so many.
And just some kind of community, and Diana Mono, but to a father. It's on the market in Flyer Casta. And a host no. And I think I'm a party, I can't see Yabus to Swahana. Say, Obi Casa, Namutumisha, and I'm kind of some Oka. Oh, yeah, and about where I say, by the Sabra, no one's about it. And was I say, now, oh, body I am one. Was a competition room. I am a pioneer one. If it's someone can no limit any minimum.
Chairman says it's got on for Scan Concord. You can't want it. Who come on, yes, now Santini, go to man on Santina go to Conference or Otumfour or the boy in the year will be a commubi. Obio chicken the beer in the conference in that Santa Pokua and all. And I can't watch it. So we some Oka. Obina can't show. Now Uber come young so Nuka. And I'm also to my volunteer, see you. So people know Bruno Sam Susaya. And I remember any party on your no. On your Mudala. Yen would you to me? See you. And you wear some in the Ramaya Teonia. The way I tell you. Yakam, what I say. Yet, Massa, Mukhan, but I want to watch under you. Motor,
no, okase tia achiame ran minimum baby it na meka che on David kwani bia eni o betimi akasa funsa.
The issue itself adwene ho abayo kasa oka Ashanti fo ngwansem oka Ghana asem oka president asem. But you see, so your opinion, you sometimes put away or put aside what you like. Penny do mantimante. You sit and into the 2 for ye musamu and penny for muntion and pubum. Mabe good in Nimase. Would that TV so say asmano? Why not asmano? Why not asmano? Why not Tamsika Mobi? You are making vague allegations. Into Ochinaso Obiso Anubitiao says Sebio or Hini Yankasa Seya Obakas Wasaka Seti Otumfour. These are things we talk about every time. Memaka Abayuari the Obekanwa Kenwi. Yes, no move to Mekuno. Asamono. So what kind report now? Abakosam Chira say so Otumfour ye bibina nyakra or himan kwane betuma kachire no. Maybe some busa Santio. I didn't know Otumfour criticize your buying. In what capacity? And Otumfour criticize your buying. He's criticizing Abain because he's Ghanaian. And I'm a boy. Into Otumfour has the right to criticize Abain. At the internet Ghana, na bibi because Otumfour asaswa. We cannot criticize. Because from what I know, the Republic of Ghana's constitution is 100 billion bigger than Otumfour. Otumfour is just a chief. And I don't disrespect Otumfour's capacity. But the constitution of this republic, without the constitution, there's no Otumfour. There's no Ashanti. There's no chief in Ghana. In this Otumfour die, Sebio, or yen yomane enkoye na se yen to me and criticizing or say kofa or him aswa. I didn't know Otumfour's capacity to criticize governments. Why does Otumfour criticize government? If Otumfour cannot take criticism, constructive criticism, if Amamreno say, Mema Obi and criticize Otumfour, then Otumfour needs to respect Amamreno and never criticize anybody. But so Otumfour bien honas or criticize here, we equally have the same right to criticize. And what you people are getting wrong, and say there's a difference between criticism and insult. What the lady did was criticizing Otumfour. If we said, "Dear ope at the pa apka kotokono ye nina bro," ye kase Ghana Ashanti na the most beautiful tower. Otumfour di ni ebebo. Until we are not going to bypass Otumfour and speak on problems affecting Ashanti, never. Nobody's going to do that unless you are insane. You cannot bypass Otumfour and speak on the detrimental things happening to Ghanaians living in the Ashanti region. So Otumfour per se will be criticizing. I'll say him and criticizing. Then with all due respect to Otumfour, say to he should not criticize anybody in Ghana. He should not criticize anyone that we use our taxpayer money to pay, because the president is being paid by us. We elected the president. We are the people. The job they are doing, we gave them the job, including Otumfour. It is Otumfour sees it fit to criticize the president, criticize government, criticize institutions. Then Otumfour needs to understand that the same people he is criticizing, because when he criticizes the president, you have criticized the people of Ghana. He's not there on his own. He's there to represent us. It, as far as Otumfour can criticize, Otumfour should be willing to take criticism. You people should understand. Unye ready say obebo slapper, men just slap. Unye ready say obeji slapper, men bo slap. It should be simple as that. It is a sign of my way. Yantna se na yenyi mfiri ho na yantia yenwase na obi ka asama yentia asamono. Let us listen to the message. Sir, abaywa esisuna waka konfoanochi asem. Na se your kind of kra ankoya konfoanochi, is it in a good state? It is not. Sir, abaywa no aka galamse nwasem. Na se bia ensem na efiri na no ba no ehon tia. The fact still does not change. Say galamse ekoswa santimem, nobody is paying attention. Nobody is taking a decision. These are facts. There's nothing that has any malice behind what the lady said. Into a seminar and so what you know saying, how are you people going to react to a seminar? Yenja seminar to Otumfour Asante hine into in seminar abayo ka efa apomudin wa santimemu efa eye galamse ese asase nipa ewu deformity yenja no to na yeni abayo we nkoku se Asante mine. Are we helping the generation coming? Asamono yenja nto yenja asamono nto na yeni abayo nkoku, because I want to know what is your view on the matter? Mibusa Asante in a question. Asamono yenja nto sa na meme yenka ho asemu biom. Galamse asamono yenja ka eye konfono chia asem yenja eno kana na yemfa eni nkoso abayo ano so asem no yejai asem no mo a muti social media edi atem edani we tribal thing no. The question is ahemfo no mokotene mu ma Otumfour no asem no yenja ka asem no ene galamse asem no ene nsu a essay asem no ene chema wontumi a also obotuo ede chemicals egu asasin asem no say konfono che no eyaban na wo se osi asem no say de ekoso nyina na eye fact yenjai ka. After this short break, we'll take care of business.
I'm not PENDREAM TV. Now, so far so good. Say open online portal le Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV. I see say a lot of people are moving from the traditional media to the social media. And PENDREAM, you are setting the pace because you bring the issues as they are. And the those are the issues. And then Unipa are not ready for just ordinary endorsement. But people want to hear the issues. What are the issues? What are the possible solutions? So for me, I'm endorsing PENDREAM TV. And I'm recommending, say, Obi Biana who feels traditional media and why you're bored with it, I'm going to live up to expectation. Your next last stop, PENDREAM TV.